A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 19th day of February 2025. I'm Loreen Masika Kazmoto to bring you this afternoon's news bulletin. And we start off with our first headlining story this afternoon. The voter registration process has officially concluded following an extension granted by the Electoral Commission. Now, with the registration closed now, the key question is what comes next. Now, we reached out to the Electoral Commission to learn about the upcoming steps in the electoral process, the challenges that they faced, and what Ugandans can expect as the nation prepares for the upcoming elections. We have the details.
After several weeks of intense voter registration, the process has officially concluded. The Electoral Commission extended the registration deadline to accommodate more Ugandans, but with registration now closed, focus shifts to the next steps in preparing for the elections.
Now, all staff of the Commission from across the country are returning the outcomes and the reports and the files that have been generated out of the general update exercise. For the new voters who got registered, for those who wanted to make the transfers, all this information is now being aggregated and brought together so that the Commission then will have a register that it will display to the country, to the public, at each polling station. The next significant exercise in this process is the display of the National Voters Register.
As the country approaches election period, the Electoral Commission reassures the public that measures are in place to ensure the final voter register is both transparent and credible.
And people will be told to come and check the register and say, we know this one, we don't know this one. This one doesn't live here, this one lives here. This one doesn't originate from here, this one originates from here. So after the display, we will then be able to have a clean register that will make available to the public, to Ugandans, that will make available to members of the political parties, so that then we have a register that can be ready to be used in the various elections, in special interest group elections of the youth, of the elderly, of the persons with disabilities, and then we'll proceed with the other processes of nominations, and after nominations we'll have campaigns, and then the general elections in January to February 2026.
Now that registration has concluded, the priority is to ensure the voter register is accurate and reliable. The Electoral Commission emphasizes that every subsequent step is critical to ensuring a free and fair election. Sandra Kahonde, UBC News.
Now, some National Resistance Movement supporters have announced their support for Hajat Hanifa Kaladi, an independent candidate in the upcoming Kawempe North by-election. Now, during a meeting with Kaladi, the supporters condemned the party's process of awarding the party card, calling it unfair. They claimed this was why they decided to back Kaladi instead of the party's flag bearer, Farida Nambi. Kaladi promised to address the community's pressing issues, including poor sanitation, bad roads, and unemployment among women if she wins the election.
Upon all my supporters of Kawempe North to come and be the choice and see the choice. You stay with your choice. Hanifa Kaladi is here as independent. Our manifesto is clear, is pro-people, is pro-people. We want to fight for our people. We want Kawempe North to take part in the Vision 2040. I have a big package for Kawempe North. We want Kawempe North to be the first constituency in the constituencies of Kampala, if not the whole country, because I have a big package. I have my manifesto, which I called the heart of Kawempe North.
Elections zonna zibadde nfu embi mu NRM tuzze olunaku olwaleero okuzigogola nga tugenda kuwanguza Hajati Hanifa Kaladi. Beerondera abantu bebakola ki? Bebaagala baleme tujwetekako bantu abatamanyira bulumi bwaffe.
Called Kawempe North Development Caucus, so that we identify issues. Why Kawempe is like this? Why are we like this for the last so many years? And yet there are many programs of government, but which cannot reach people. People have not enjoyed the developments of or the programs of government. So I needed to be the light I want to bring the lights. I want to give the hopes to the people of Kawempe that I will open those pipes which are blocked.
Ekyaliwo ekisolo mwakiraba abappa tebavaayo ne balaga nti ono gwe bataddewo naye ate abalonzi b'ekisolo basalawo ne bagamba nti bemulonze tetukola ki tetukiriziganya nabyo. Njagala ne Kawempe kibeere kyekimu nti bannakawempe n'aba independent movement mukitegere nti candidate gwe tulina yani Hanifa Kaladi.
The United Bank of Africa is welcoming the idea of having a common currency to ease trade and business across the continent. The Chief Executive Officer, UBA Bank Africa, Abiola Baua, implores African regional blocs to advance the idea of easy transaction through adoption of a common currency. This she echoed during a press briefing in Kampala, where she affirmed commitment towards supporting small and medium enterprises in the continent. We have more.
We currently are in some regional blocks, and we are, if there's anybody who believes that there can be trade in between us, it is UBA. I also did mention right now that we are a member of PAPS, and AFCA is collaborating with us. We have signed a 6 billion deals. It tells you how much belief and how much platform we have created. If there is currency today, the myriad, the better for us in Africa, even if it is in the regions. So today, if you are in Gabon and you want to trade, you want to pay somebody in Cameroon, UBA is already facilitating that through our Uconnect. Today, you want to pay somebody in Uganda, the person is in who is paying you is in Nigeria. UBA is already facilitating that. Today I can see it through we have our Africash, we have our Uconnect, that various products that enables payment from one geography to another. Today we have customers in one geography paying another through trade. We have on our U-Trade platform. UBA is already facilitating that. So if you look at it, we are already creating that platform to enable central banks to come together and provide that. So it is not any brainer that once we are ready to run as on the same currency, UBA will be in that. We are in 19 countries today. Hopefully by the end of the year we should be in about 24 countries, and we are ready to support that.
Now, High Court will issue a ruling on notice in the Dr. Besige's habeas corpus application. Dr. Kizza Besigye and his co-accused Abed Lutale had appeared in court amidst tight security as his lawyers pleaded for his release. Besigye's team of lawyers applied to court demanding challenging the continued detention of Dr. Kizza Besigye since the Constitutional Court pronounced itself on the military court where they are being tried. The presiding judge, Justice Douglas Singiza, ordered the duo to return back to Luzira prison as proceeding commenced. We have more details, and we'll be giving you more details of this story in our subsequent bulletins.
State. We are not hiding anything. For me, as a judge, I'm very happy that our first one is in 14. So I'm repeating that part, that probably the still part of the application has a little bit rigid. So what we have focused on is whether the continuous detention is justified. And probably a lot of damages. Why is that today?
UBC Lunchtime News. Now, Housing Finance Bank and the Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company have launched a partnership to boost the adoption of renewable energy solutions across Uganda. The collaboration introduces a 5 billion Uganda shillings credit facility aimed at financing solar energy, biogas and other sustainable energy solutions, making clean energy more accessible to businesses, households and off-grid communities.
In a bid to spur the use of renewable energy in Uganda at both household and business levels, Housing Finance Bank is loaning out money at low interest rates between 16% capped at 18% per annum.
If one customer came for 5 billion and they qualify for 5 billion, Agnes will quickly figure out how we can serve that customer. So there is no limit, but if you are an individual, for your household, we give you loans up to 50 million, because we don't expect your household really to require more than 50 million for funding. Just as a user, as a consumer, if you are a business, the limit is based on what you can afford. Essentially, your cash flows, your turnovers will determine your limit. The bank has not put any sort of limit on how much you can access.
With Uganda having high solar energy potential, this initiative positions the country as a leader in green energy financing.
This working capital facilitates the importation of equipment, and in that way we are able to sustain the price subsidy program where we have catalyzed demand. So we really need our participating financial institutions like Housing Finance Bank to be able to work with the companies that we are supporting under the price subsidy program to be able to access working capital facilities.
The 5 billion shillings credit facility will support the adoption of solar systems, biogas solutions and other sustainable technologies, reducing reliance on traditional biomass and fossil fuels.
We want to promote sustainable enterprises. What do I mean? I'm then looking to innovation, and I'm glad that Roy, you spoke some of that. We want to then see innovation in the space of many of the attributes that we want to see. Because we believe through innovation, we'll be able to achieve the efficiencies that will foster the growth that we want for our country. The efficiencies that we want to see for our people. So while Ugandans are very entrepreneurial, that necessary ingredient of innovation is a component that we who are in such privileged places can foster, can encourage, can support, can finance.
The initiative exemplifies government's deliberate efforts to combat environmental degradation, especially forests and trees, which have been major sources of energy through charcoal burning, by providing a transformative financing landscape.
The future is that a restaurant today needs to have a tank. A decent tank for a restaurant is around $10,000. And when you talk to a restaurant and their entire business is like $20,000 or $30,000, you can't explain to them why they need to invest another $10,000 into just a tank for you to supply them LPG. So you need to give that to them for free, and then you start dumping your ass into the tank that you're provided. And that requires money.
The 5 billion shillings credit facility from Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company directly supports Uganda's Vision 2040, which emphasizes increasing energy access as a key driver for economic transformation. It also aligns with Sustainable Development Goals 7 and 13 by providing crucial financial backing and those investments in clean energy solutions.
Now, the Ministry of ICT, in collaboration with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, has distributed intellectual property guidelines aimed at safeguarding the talents and innovations of individuals. Moses Watasa, the Commissioner for Communications in the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, represented the Permanent Secretary of ICT and confirmed that the document outlines how the Ugandan government, through the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, will manage intellectual property rights for all inventions and innovations within the ICT sector.
The objective of the disseminated guidelines is to establish a consistent framework for regulating, safeguarding, and embracing ICT solutions in Uganda.
So the guidelines are further to the existing extensive legal framework in Uganda, but also regionally and globally, because some of our Ugandan innovators are actually exporting their innovations in parts of East Africa, in Africa, and the rest of the world.
But Uganda has not had a guideline for the IP. So that's why the ministry just requested the JICA project team to formulate this IP guideline. And then I understand that this IP guideline is very good tool for eliminating how to protect the IP. So the software engineer, application engineer can know how to register their own IP, or how to generate or how to protect their own IP.
All intellectual protocols are to be registered under Uganda Registration Services Bureau for proper commercialization.
URSB is proud to support this effort, not only as the National IP Office, but also as an enabler of innovation, ensuring that groundbreaking ideas from Uganda's tech sector are protected. And this aligns well with the fourth industrial revolution strategy, which the government formulated, of course, led by the Ministry of ICT, to harness emerging technologies for national development.
If you've not registered, then you are kind of like exposing yourself to the risks out there, because then you will be liable for someone to come up and take your innovation and utilize it without your permission, because you have not claimed ownership for that innovation.
The government of Uganda ensures that all intellectual property rights are protected and enforced through several legislations.
We saw in the past that there were some issues that had developed with certain software developers that had maybe taken certain systems that were critical, especially in sectors like healthcare or in education. So those that need to be able to streamline and ensure that all of these innovators basically have guidance as to how they're able to work with government, and also that their rights are protected.
All stakeholders, including innovators, entrepreneurs, government officials, and researchers, are encouraged to familiarize themselves with these guidelines and seize the opportunities they offer. Winnie Ainembabas Katwire and Kalisha Stephen for UBC.
Now, as Uganda is set to join the rest of the world to commemorate the World Wildlife Day, slated for the 3rd of March 2025, Uganda Wildlife Authority has organized a series of activities ahead of the main celebration, which include a wildlife marathon due to take place on the 2nd of March in Lira at the Akibua Stadium. Now, according to Dr. James Musinguzi, the acting executive director of Uganda Wildlife Authority, the initiative aims to raise money to support the scholarship funds of their fallen colleagues' children in terms of their education. This was revealed during the UWA executive director engagement with the family of the late Angel Kobusheshe, a former UWA staff member who was killed by unknown assailants in Queen Elizabeth National Park, where UWA renewed commitment to continue supporting his children academically.
One of the initiatives that we carry out to raise money to support our scholarship funds of our fallen colleagues' children is through the Wildlife Marathon. Every year, Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate the World Wildlife Day on 3rd March. And the World Wildlife Day is preceded by a number of activities, and one of those activities is the Wildlife Marathon. Now, this Wildlife Marathon raises money, which money we put in the scholarship fund to support the children of our fallen colleagues in terms of their education. We pay school fees for them. So this year, the Wildlife Marathon is going to happen in Lira, in Akibua Stadium on the 2nd of March, 2025. After which, the following day, on the 3rd of March, we shall be celebrating the World Wildlife Day in Lira. So as an institution, the Uganda Wildlife Authority remains committed and steadfast in its commitment to ensuring the well-being of the families of our fallen colleagues and heroes. We take pride in seeing these young individuals excel academically, and we shall continue to provide the necessary support to help them achieve their dreams. To you, Kato Dalton, Kakuru Edgar, Abaho Elijah and Tashoba Kelvin, who are not here, we encourage you to remain focused and determined in your studies. Your perseverance and success is a testament to the sacrifices made by your parents. And we are confident that you will continue to make your mother and father, wherever he is, proud. Very, very important. We have, of course, made the memory of our late Angel Kawusheshe and other fallen heroes continue to inspire us all to serve with dedication, courage, and honor. So it's a policy of the Uganda Wildlife Authority to support the children of our fallen colleagues.
I happen to be the wife of the late Kawusheshe Angel, who died in 2013. He was working with Uganda Wildlife Authority based in Queen Elizabeth National Park. By then, 2013, these boys around me were 6 years. That was P1. So we were still young, the kids were young, but the organization did not leave us behind because they did their part. They compensated. When they were in senior 2, they came up with a Ranger Fund which supports the children of the late. The people who die while on job, the staff who died on job, they started supporting their children. So from 2000 up to now, they have been sending us some support. And even today, they have confirmed to us that the children are going to study until they finish university. We thank God, we thank the organization.
A very good initiative there done by the Uganda Wildlife Authority for the staff members who died in the line of duty. Well, UBC Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but we return with more stories after these messages. Don't move an inch.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hey, Mkowe High School. Na wana tufunye wo muwanguzi wa MTN Momo. Ye wangu de school fees ezo mwaka mulamba tebereza. Hey, owuliro otya mutima kati.
Banange sanyu lyenye lya mwoki wagonya njaga nyangu amali walonze erinyo.
Esisi?
Njani awangula school fees.
Eza Momo.
Eza Momo.
Ezo mwaka mulamba.
Okumala mwaka mulamba de musanyu.
Oh my goodness.
Banange MTN mwene yanza ne yanze.
Wanje?
Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Nkubiriza muzadde munnange yonna gy'oli. Wallahi satulya school fees for Momo Pay.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Osmosis tried to pay. Money wasn't enough. He checked every pocket. Money wasn't enough. Osi, we're sorting it. With the momo, we're sorting it. Osmosis checked again. Money still not enough. He looked everywhere. Hey, but what is going on? Osi, we're sorting it. With the momo, we're sorting it.
When your money is not enough, we're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay bills, send money or buy bundles.
International Women's Day is celebrated annually on 8th March. It is a time to reflect on progress made, to call for change and to celebrate acts of courage and determination play by women. On Saturday, 8th March, Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate International Women's Day. The national celebrations will be held in Jankwanzi district under the theme Accelerate Action for Gender Equality. The President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, will be the chief guest. Join us for the live broadcast to witness outstanding women receive medals in recognition of their achievements and contributions to the country. Happy Women's Day.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene this afternoon. In a groundbreaking step towards financial inclusion in Uganda, Post Bank Uganda's Wendy mobile wallet is making a significant impact nationwide. Now, the platform has already disbursed over 520 billion shillings to more than 10,500 circles, reaching millions of underserved Ugandans. This initiative aligns with the government's parish development model, which aims to empower local businesses and uplift household economies. Wendy mobile banking solution is bringing essential financial services to rural farmers and urban traders, offering convenience, security, and an unprecedented level of accessibility. With over 1 million active users, the platform is transforming the banking landscape, promoting a culture of saving and driving economic growth.
Whether you lose your phone authority, whatever, your money is still safe, for as long as you've not shared your PIN with anyone, for as long as all your details are with you and are kept safe with you. Okay, so there is something else that we have brought, for example, from the samples. I'm not picking samples on, but samples. When we were moving around, we found out that one of the biggest issues with samples across the country is the system. Most of the samples across the country, they are big samples, they have big monies. The only thing they do as a system, the only thing they use as a system is Excel. So somebody has to move from as far as they are moving to come at their office to look at the Excel to see how much money they are demanding them. Somebody is using a book.
All right, and now into our international news. A 14-year-old Gesma fled Sudan's Darfur region after armed militia killed her parents and brother, leaving her to care for her younger siblings. Now living in a refugee camp in Chad, she works long hours to provide for her family, and all too common reality for children displaced by the brutal violence in Darfur. We have the details.
14-year-old Gesma arrived in this refugee camp on Chad's border with Sudan's Darfur region 2 years ago. She says she fled Darfur after ethnic Arab militias killed her mother, father and brother. VOA is withholding her last name to protect her identity.
They killed my little brother. After that, they caught me and then released me. I saw a lot of dead people when we were traveling along the road.
She made the journey to Chad with only her younger siblings and her stepfather. Now she works in kitchens and waitresses at a restaurant here in the town of Adre.
I wash clothes and clean furniture too. This is my work. The money I earn, I give to my family so we can buy food.
She says she is the sole breadwinner for the family, including her stepfather, who is unemployed. Social workers in Adre told VOA that teenage girls like Gesma, who work at local night spots, are often subject to abuse by their employers and customers. UNICEF, the UN's children's agency, says child labour in Adre is a major problem.
It's very difficult to have a clear statistics on this. But it is an issue. It is a big issue.
Many children can be seen making mud bricks and working in markets all over Adre. Kazato says that if they're working, they're not only exposing themselves to potential danger, but are also missing out on their education and, perhaps most importantly, their childhoods. She says children who arrive with no caregivers are especially vulnerable to exploitation.
So children who arrived either completely alone, so with no care, without caregivers, like without parents or without any other relative, or and those are the most vulnerable because they really arrived alone.
Gesma says she just wants things to go back to the way they were in Darfur, when she used to hang out with her friends.
My friends were killed. There were 3 of them. I used to go to school with them.
With so many of those she loved gone, and the responsibility of providing for her younger siblings, there is little hope for a return to normality. Henry Wilkins, VOA News, Adre, Chad.
All right, now the M23 rebel group has made significant torrential gains in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, including the capture of Goma in January. The DRC government has confirmed that the rebels have also occupied Bukavu, another key city in the mineral-rich eastern region, as of last month. Fabian Mweza, the Secretary General of the Center for Political and Strategic Studies in Bukavu, provides an update on the situation.
I'm in Bukavu, and as you have heard from the news, from Sunday morning, the troops of M23 and AFC says the Bukavu town. Before them to enter the town, the military soldiers who left the town left many weapons in the hands of boy streets, and these boys were looting. They made looting, thefts, and people were very terrorized on Saturday, looking for those who were looting, who were destroying the stores, and until now the situation is very calm.
Who was looting exactly? Is it the rebels or the government soldiers who are fleeing?
Those who were looting, when the government soldiers left the city.
And now into the world of football. Sports Club Villa will begin their Uganda Cup round of 32 this evening against Simba Football Club in Namulonge. And Marshall Miro has more details on that story.
The Stanbic Bank Uganda Cup round of 32 fixtures will commence today, with teams hoping to make the round of 16 by the end of this month. Uganda footballing powerhouse SC Villa will play Simba FC in Namulonge this evening. Their head coach is hopeful that his boys will display a good performance.
It's a knockout game, which requires a lot of things. We need to have, our players need to have a lot of responsibility, commitment towards that trophy. We cannot underestimate our opponents because knockout stages are so tricky. It's going to be a very, very hard game, despite the fact that the pitch we are going to use is for the hosts. So I think it will be hard for us, but as a big team, we shall thrive through, and we shall do it. We shall perform better.
Former Uganda Cranes midfielder Matovu Sula stated that the team is in high spirits as they look forward to the encounter with Simba FC this evening.
The pitch can't be a factor for us to lose. I mean, we've grown up playing on such fields and pitches like that, so we are all determined to go out. We are soldiers in football, in the football fraternity, and everyone is in high spirits, and training is good. We've been training very good. The coach has been giving us proper training sessions. And
all the Uganda Cup round of 32 matches will conclude by the 28th of February. Marshall Miro Victor, UBC News.
And with that, UBC Lunchtime News has come to an end. Thank you so much for giving us company this afternoon. To enjoy much more of UBC Television's broadcasting, I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there